came around to say hello. One, I'm so fly. You took a nosedive. Careful when you play on my level. For you it's so. Hey, hello.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
Anand Ranganathan, what happened when there was a Supreme Court judgment on the 2G spectrum scam? 122 licenses were cancelled. But Congress still says that scam hua hi nahi because the whole case was thrown out. But 122 licenses were cancelled. Now they are saying in this case, they have jumped to the conclusion that there has been embezzlement and that it has been done by people or organizations that are affiliates of the BJP. Does that make the BJP guilty, RSS guilty, VHP guilty? Who?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Let me deal with just facts and only facts. Fact number one is that the temple, thankfully, as opposed to 110,000 temples in India, this one is not controlled by the government. So the case of corruption, if and when it happens, and it looks like it might have happened prima facie, as you are saying, is nothing to do with the government. That's point number one. There are many temples that are controlled by the government where corruption happens. That is so much more serious because there is a direct conflict of interest. Now here, the corruption was found out, was disclosed by the whistleblower, and then the action was prompted by the government. So in that timeline, there is nothing wrong in an inquiry committee being put. The government cannot be blamed for the corruption that has happened. It's a private entity. My only issue right now here is an analogy that I will draw. For example, your channel or my organization, we have a trust. And an internal member who works inside the trust alleges large-scale corruption for 5 years. It's an internal matter. It doesn't come out. Fed up, he is sacked, and he brings it out in the open. Would the police or the government constitute an SIT if we say do not file an FIR? So this is the only thing that I find wrong. Why was an FIR not filed? Because it is a direct conflict of interest. If the trust is saying set up an SIT, the allegations have been made concerning the trust. And in one sense, Mr. Maipal Singh started the allegations process, the whistleblower, in 2021. For 5 years, it was kept inside the trust. It is only right now that it has erupted. So, yes, the corruption is not the fault of the government. Yes, it's a private entity. Yes, good that the SIT has been formed, and yes, action should be taken. But why has an FIR not been filed? Because if it is a case of theft, if it is the case of an internal member who has been sacked, who alleged a whistleblower, prima facie must take his face value account and also file an FIR. That is the only thing that the government needs to answer out here, and quickly.
Well, who's taking that question? Okay, Amitosh ji. Why no FIR?
Yeah, thank you so much, Nabika. Yeah. Look, this is a matter of faith and belief. I never wanted to enter into the trap of technicalities, but despite of the fact, I have to, as I have no other option. Look, there are two things. In Lalita Kumari, Supreme Court of India said that mandatory FIR should be there when there is a prima facie cognizable offence. No doubt, no objection, no dispute of the fact. But in state of Haryana versus Bhajanland 1992, Supreme Court has also stated a very established fact that special investigation team can be categorized and can be constituted, can be established and framed without the mandatory registration of the FIR.
Yeah,
the FIR will be framed of whom? When there is an allegation sounded and provided with the controverting evidences. When there is no evidences, they are mere allegations. The trust has the responsibility to counter those allegations, and they requested the government of Uttar Pradesh.
We don't need, an SIT.
Who will take care of all these investigations?
No, the owners. Anand Ranganathan not satisfied. Anand Ranganathan, what's your counter?
Look, it's a simple legal problem that I have. The allegations were made by the whistleblowers against the trust. The trust has asked for an SIT. There is a clear conflict of interest out here. I'm afraid, I'm surprised that the gentleman previously does not see this.
Shantanu.
No, I know the fact. The trust has requested for the SIT. But if
Why?
someone who has...
I'm sorry. The question will also be asked.